Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. Today I'm going to go to RSC and have another link put in the Oyster bracelet. So you can see the Oyster bracelet up there to the left. I've been wearing this 14060 Submariner on a Jubilee bracelet. You can see my train time marked right there, 51 past the hour. And I thought about wearing it in like this and sort of getting a reaction from the people at RSC, but I don't really want to deal with the hollow end links and the Jubilee bracelet afterwards, so I'm going to put on the Oyster bracelet. And again, one link, I want to put one link in, and how much is it going to be? That'll be interesting. I'm thinking it'll be about $100, but we'll see. Let's get this Jubilee bracelet off. Okay, that's one of the great things about Holes cases, because I would think that that was seated, but I can clearly see that it's not. But it feels like it is. There you go. So you get that visual confirmation. I think on this side as well, look at that. Alright, that right there is probably the #1 reason I like Holes cases. You know when those spring bars are seated. Alright, so I'll wear this in just like this. Actually, it doesn't feel so tight now, but I'm right at the end there. So I do want another one in, because when it gets hot, then I might want a little bit of extra space. So I'll wear it in just like this, and let's go. Alright, so I'm at the station. I've got about 5 minutes. I'm a little bit early, which is perfect. I can make this video. And I want to talk about aesthetics, dial balance. Now, if you've watched my channel, if you know my tastes, you know that I think the best looking watch, period, aesthetically, is the no date sub, the 14060 or 14060M. And I'm particular to the two-line subs because the minimalism of the dial I think is really appealing. I'm not so crazy about the 4-line versions, to be honest. Now, what I like, of course, is the balance on the dial. And look, there's symmetry, and then there's radial balance. And look, this has a good bit of both. Now, that doesn't mean it's my favorite watch. You guys know that my favorite watch is the GMT Master 2, and that's because of the functions. And you got the date, you got the 24-hour GMT function. I love that. Now, I've been wearing this for weeks now, and I'm not really tired of it. And have I missed the date? Well, I've been in situations where I didn't know the date, and I had to refer to my phone. That can irritate you sometimes, but I'm just resigned to it. And I've got to say, there is a trade-off with the GMT or GMT Master 2, and and that's the lack of the balance. You know, you have that date, you have the Cyclops, and a lot of people love the Cyclops. I mean, I think I've said I love the Cyclops because it's so characteristically Rolex. I mean, there's some interesting apocrypha in regards to how it came to be. One is that Hans Wilsdorf's wife had a hard time seeing the date on the watch, and so he came up with that. And I guess they're not mutually exclusive bits of apocrypha, but another, according to Bruner's book, he was washing his hands, a drop landed on his dial, and he started screaming from the bathroom. He had put two and two together and realized the solution to the problem was date magnifier, and he was really proud of it. He sent out letters basically saying, don't even try to copy this. I mean, he thought he had just stumbled onto something that was just the bee's knees. Did he? Well, I mean, they're kind of cool. They're kind of interesting. Like I said, they're very, very Rolex. But I think I like them because they're Rolex, not in and of themselves. And I gotta be honest, I think the reason that I've had so much pleasure wearing this past couple weeks, even despite the lack of functions, is because it's aesthetically just so pleasing. And there is a trade-off, and that's my whole point here, with so many Rolexes because of the date and because of the Cyclops. And while I've told myself I kind of like it because it's so characteristically Rolex, I've got to ask myself if I really do. You know, it's one of those things where I think it might bother me, and I don't even realize it bothers me. And so I think I'm willing to make the trade-off for this. You know, like I said, I've been in situations where I needed the date, and look, I just had to refer to my phone. It wasn't that big of a deal. Looking down and enjoying the balance of the dial is just something, it's a price I'm willing to pay. Now, when it comes to dial balance, it's really interesting because, you know, any Rolex with the date or the Cyclops, I mean, it throws it off. Not completely. You know, I mean, the GMT Master 2 and GMT, they're beautiful watches, don't get me wrong. But, again, that lack of balance can niggle at you, and it might be one of the reasons why after 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, you might think, yeah, I kind of want something different. And so let's talk about some wonderfully balanced dialed Rolexes. And this is one. And again, there's symmetry and radial balance. And when it comes to radial balance, by far, I think the 39 millimeter OP, I guess you could say 36, but I've really been thinking 39 millimeters these days. And I'm talking about the 114300 white or black dial. It's radially balanced, and it comes from not having different 3, 6, and 9 indices. And you know, if you look at the red grape and the blue version, those glowing 3, 6, and 9 indices sort of throw it off. Now, another watch that gets a lot of credit for being very balanced is the Explorer. And look, if you're being really serious and strict about it, no watch is completely balanced. I mean, Rolex, while it's centered and it's, you know, it's a 5-letter word, and so kind of lines up nicely right down the middle. I mean, it's not balanced, right? I mean, you'd have to have no writing on the dial to get a completely, you know, symmetrical or, you know, balanced dial. And so there's going to be a trade-off. But the 3, 6, and 9, they're different. And so there is a lack of balance with the Explorers. But I gotta say, the way they make those indices, that font is brilliant. I mean, if you think about it, the 3 is basically like the 9 without, you know, just with the part missing. And the 6 is basically just like an upside down 9. It's brilliant the way they do it. So they're able to get the 3, 6, 9 on there. with as much balance as possible. But if you're being really serious and really strict in your definitions, then honestly it kind of falls short. And that's why you know, when it comes to the 166, what is it, 116000 36 millimeter Oyster Perpetual, I love the blue dial 369 and the discontinued silver, but yeah, I think the stick dials are where it's at. I really do. Will I get another watch with a date? Probably not. Probably not. Well, I don't know. You never know. But I gotta say, I'm just really enjoying the balance, and there you go. Love those balance dials. And while the Explorer does it well, the OP39 white black do it better. Let's go.